and we're going to be doing a Songwriters Live, Songwriters Week with Lyrica Anderson, amazing and super talented songwriter. How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Where are you based right now? Are you in Atlanta or Hollywood, LA? Where are you at right now?
I'm in Atlanta, but I'm from LA.
hmm And so, how have, I guess, things been going with like quarantine? I guess, how have you managed to put a whole project out that I think personally I really enjoyed what I heard? How does that happen?
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Oh my gosh, to be honest, it's been crazy. Did they give us straws? It's been crazy trying to put out a project during quarantine,
hmm
to be honest, because it's like you can't really do full promotion the way you want to. You can't get out and do shows the way you want to. You only can do so much during quarantine. So that's like so annoying.
I guess in terms of promotion and just kind of doing your stuff, what kind of things have you enjoyed doing? Like do you enjoy the Zoom stuff? Do you hate that? What's been like the I guess the what things have you like?
Well, thank God with my team and stuff, I've still been able to shoot videos and stuff. But it's still just like tough. I want to go and perform and do other things, but I just can't.
Yeah. So for those of y'all who don't know, who are tuning in, who are from EW or from Lyrica's IG, Lyrica Anderson is who I am having the pleasure of speaking to. She is an amazing songwriter. She co-wrote one of my favorite songs off of Beyonce's self-titled "Jealous." She is
Yes.
an amazing singer, songwriter in her own right. She's also on Love and Hip Hop. She just dropped a new project at the top of August called Bad Hair Day. So if we could kind of start from the beginning, I guess, how did you get into the industry?
How did I get in this industry? Woo! I was like, where do I even start? Oh my gosh. Basically, my mother's a singer. My mom has traveled with everyone from Luther Vandross, Shaka Khan, worked with Tina Turner, all this stuff. So I definitely took everything from her, just being a dope writer and singer. And I got my first publishing deal with Disney when I was like, I think 21 or 2 or
Crazy.
something like
It's
that.
amazing. It's amazing.
And I started getting placements on like Hannah Montana and like all these big people, like Miley Cyrus actually, and Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato, etc., etc. And then I was like, okay, I eventually want to do my, writing for other people. And not just in the Disney world, the Jonas Brothers and stuff. So I stepped out, and then that's when I started working with the Chris Browns and, you know, Jason Derulo's and stuff like that.
I guess my question is, how hard of it was it to transition from like doing Disney songs, where they have a very specific like mold and idea that they want for these artists, to doing songs for more R&B artists who have they're also like their own vision, their own idea.
Say that one more time.
How hard was it to transition from writing songs for Disney and Disney artists to doing more R&B heavy songs?
From Disney artists, how did I transition? Well, I always was writing like R&B, kind of just was in my soul from like my mom and my childhood and the stuff I would listen to and growing up and stuff like that. So it just was in my blood automatically. Um, but it's just I signed to a Disney deal, so at first it was just Disney, and that was like super fun and easy too to write like kids songs and stuff. So from there, I just went and started writing R&B songs.
And what's your, I guess, favorite Disney song that or I guess most proud Disney song that you've written or wrote on?
Probably like Princess and the Frog. That's a pretty big movie. So to have a song on there was pretty dope.
That's so dope. Um, Also, people know you from Love and Hip Hop, and I don't want to get too deep into that, but I guess if anything, cause I do understand that, like, as a singer songwriter, it's a very hard way to, like, just be in the industry. What was, I guess, the appeal in going to a reality show? Because some people would do it, some people wouldn't do it. So what was, I guess, the appeal in joining such a huge franchise like that?
Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
I would say, I got the call, and when they first called me and asked me to do it, I was like, no. And they were like, well, why? The person who called me literally said, why? Where are you passing? And I said, I'm not really a confrontational person. I don't know if it really fits me. I'm not like the type of person that would want to argue every day. So I don't know if that will work for me. And they were like, well, no, that's not what's happening anymore. Things have changed. Like, you're not going to be arguing a lot. It's going to be all good. So I still was like, let me think about it. I don't know. And they were like, actually, no, Mona doesn't want any fighting, any this, any this, any that. So I was like, okay, it might be something I'm interested in as long as I can really focus on my music, because I'm really tapping in. I'm focused on that. And it is love and hip hop. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I can focus on my music. But once you get in the cast and you get going, it's another thing. Most of the time, you don't even know. A lot of the time, especially with me, to get that real reaction, they wouldn't tell me that I was walking into like someone supposed to be mad at me or like an argument or something. So I would like walk into like these fights and I'm like, I didn't know I was going to be arguing with anybody. And then I'm like, I'm not mad at you for anything. What are you mad at me for? But then you got to defend yourself. So it would just turn really crazy and it's super frustrating. So that's why I had to just like step out and really focus on myself as an artist, because that's my passion and that's what I love. And it seems to have been working for me since.
Yeah, no,
I got
definitely. Oh, for
not
sure.
focused on the drama.
Yeah. I guess, would you ever go back to TV in your own way? I know you did like a Zeus thing. Would you ever, I guess, have like, I guess, executive produce a special, or is TV completely off the
Well, Zeus definitely wanted to do a special, like a docu-series with me, where they just like follow my life, my music, what I'm doing, my passion, me being a mother, things that's really important to me. It's a little bit of a legal thing, so we're just waiting to finish that out. But that's something they definitely want to do with me. And anything else other than my real life being followed that's like really important to me, I would be doing something like acting. That's what I really want to do.
Dope, dope, dope. I do really want to spend a lot of time that we have discussing the new project, Bad Hair Day. Can you kind of explain the title? How did that come to be?
Bad Hair Day is like basically a statement of saying life is like bad hair day. You never know when you're gonna have one. You know, life is like you wake up and you can literally like plan to have a good day and have a bad day, or plan to have a bad day and have a good day. It's like you don't get to really decide. I mean, we could decide how we process it and how our attitude is towards it, but we don't get to decide what kind of day we're gonna have. So that's where I came up with the concept of Bad Hair Day, because when I wrote this album, a lot of it I was having a bad hair day. Not literal, but just having the type of day where I'm like, oh, this isn't my best day. I'm kind of annoyed. I'm going through this. And I just literally wrote about it. Of course, if I'm staying at the Marriott Hotel instead of my house, I'm not having like the best day. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously like, I had to leave my house with my kid and I'm super annoyed. So I'm not having like the best day. So that's how that came about. And that's where I came with the title.
And so,
It's basically like having a bad day.
yeah. When did you start working on the project?
I started working on the project last year. Probably like, I want to say like January.
And so, I guess, why release it? Why release it now? Was there any apprehension in putting it out now? Like, why now?
What are you asking me?
Was there any apprehension about putting a project out in the middle of quarantine?
You know, that was my team's plan. I mean, idea, because they said, you know, you've been working on this since January of 2019, and we don't want to keep waiting another moment. So they were like, you've been working on this since January. Let's go ahead and put it out. The music's ready. Let's get going. Let's go. And so I was like, okay, cool.
Can you take me through some of the songs like Plot Twist, which is also like a fan favorite? Can you kind of walk me through what that was?
I feel like that's become a super fan favorite.
Yeah.
And, totally unexpected. That's one of my favorite songs. I mean, I wrote it top to bottom. It's a true emotion, true story. But I was not expecting, you know, of course they're super in love with Act a Fool as well. I was kind of expecting that, but I wasn't expecting Plot Twist. It kind of took me like, oh, y'all love Plot Twist? Okay, cool. Dope. I love that. Plot Twist is just about, like, my album is a diary. So there's a chapter 1, chapter 2. Chapter 1 is Marriott. Chapter 2 is Act a Fool. Chapter 3 is Plot Twist. And the Plot Twist is like, oh, guess what? When I went and stayed at the Marriott Hotel, now Plot Twist, there's someone else that wants me, that's trying to come into my life, that's trying to take me while you're over here doing stuff that's making me want to push away and pull away. I have someone trying to pull me in. So the Plot Twist is like, oh, look what you did. So it's a crazy story.
People are also talking about how much they love Active Flow. I see it in the comments.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at your comments, looking at your Twitter. People are really into.
It's a little hard. You're talking so low. It's a little hard to hear.
Can you hear me? Are we good? You good?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Better. Okay. Yeah, I was seeing a lot of stuff about Active Fool. On this project, are there any songs that you thought about giving to another artist, or just
Off of this project? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Not one. This project was specifically written for me. Now that has happened before, where I was like written a song, and it was for someone else, and I kind of wanted to keep it, and I couldn't. But this album, from Bad Hair Day, from top to bottom, was literally meant for me. Like Marriott, no one could. People can relate. Everyone can relate, because I'm sure people have left and went and stayed at a hotel, etc., etc. But no one could relate to this is my true story. I moved out. I went and stayed at the Marriott. I had a plot twist situation. I, relate to Active Fool. So I couldn't have given no one these records even if I wanted to, because it's my story.
Someone just asked, are you making a deluxe version of the album?
Just stay tuned.
Another thing is, so are there any songs that are out by other artists that you wrote that you really, really, really wanted to keep but just couldn't?
Is there any songs off of this album? Everything on this album was for me.
No. Are there any songs that you've written for other artists that you wanted to keep but couldn't keep?
I wanted to keep Pretend for Tinashe. Jealous was a co-write, but I definitely wanted it bad. I could so relate to men and how they act, and a woman being jealous. Like, why you get to act like that and I don't? So, yeah, definitely Jealous too.
And so also, the thing that people also don't understand is you were mentored by mentored by Timbaland. I guess, how did that come about, and what is that like, being mentored by one of the greatest, literally musicians, producers that has ever existed?
Timbaland, I was signed to Timbaland. I was signed to Mosley Music and Interscope. That was my first record deal ever. And it was just a year contract. And the plan was for me to be on his album that was supposed to come out. And he was going to feature me as his new artist. We're going to do a duet. And that was the way to be introduced. And then they ended up calling Timbaland over at Interscope and just saying they weren't happy with some of his work ethic, so they were going to let his label go, and everyone under his label had to be let go too. So I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't come out and flop. I didn't do bad. Nothing happened. It just was since they were unhappy with him or whatever was going on privately, I got affected by it, and whoever else was signed to him.
And so when things happen like that on the business side, how do you kind of stay motivated to keep working? How do you not let that get you down?
I did lose motivation. I was depressed, and I stopped working for 2 or 3 years after that, or at least maybe a year and a half, maybe not, because I did put out a mixtape maybe a year and a half later or something. But I didn't want to. I was forced even to do that mixtape by someone, because I was just I wanted to give up. I was this is whack. This is the industry. I worked too hard. I got up. I moved to Miami, gave up my whole life, gave up my house, my apartment in LA. And I came to Miami to work so hard, and I'm giving everything. I stay up all night till 8 o'clock in the morning, every single night working with Timbaland. And to just not come out, I was just devastated. And my dream was just snatched from me. So I was crying, and I definitely didn't want to do it anymore. And then I got my strength back again. And then that's when I just started writing about my pain and my emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's really important to just take some time away sometimes, just to kind of recalibrate and then figure out, what makes sense and how to keep going forward. You talked about how this album was really important because it was you taking full control over your sound as well as your story. Can you kind of elaborate more on that? Because I think a lot of artists who we see, they don't have that control. They just, they're people doing things, and they're just there, singing the song. So, yeah.
Well, in the past, I've written songs, and I've taken songs that were just dope songs. Oh, this is a dope beat, or this is hard, or this could be the club banger. This could be the one with where we get a big feature, and this could be my up-tempo. And it's I'm not really an up-tempo artist. I sound cool on some up-tempos, but I'm a mid-up. It'll have a up vibe where you can still dance to it, but I'm not a up-tempo type of artist for me. But my stuff isn't slow and boring anyway. It's a perfect in between. You can still bop, you can still have fun. So I really had to take control and be all right, I'm just gonna write my story and not worry about a hit. And then that's when people really gravitated to my music the most.
Yeah, I think that's so interesting. I think a lot of songwriters have kind of talked about how like once they kind of let the expectations go, they were able to kind of make really, really, really dope music. Your catalog of songs that you've written is crazy. Is there any song that you have written that people would be surprised that you wrote?
For other people,
Mm-hmm.
I would just probably say Jealous. That's the most surprising when people are just like, oh my gosh, you wrote on
I
that? And like, yeah.
I looked at the credits one day and I was like, wait, Lyrica wrote what? How did how
That's
did that?
probably the most surprising because they're like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
she wrote that? Oh my gosh. So, yeah.
How did that come about?
I got a phone call from a producer named Details, and he was just like, hey, can you come out to my house and we work on this record? And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I went out there, we wrote on it together, and then I think he met with Beyonce maybe in Miami or something after that, and then Beyonce did like a lot of lyric changes. So it ended up being like a three-way thing. And, she's an incredible lyricist, so I can only imagine like Beyonce, what she would want to change for herself, which I understand that as an artist. And yeah, that's how it came about.
And I guess how long of a time gap was it between her, I guess, getting the song and between it coming out in December?
You said, what'd you say about the
How
song?
much of a time gap was it between you finding out that she was like working on it between the song or the project?
I kind of knew right away. Like when I went in, I got the call. It was for her. I think it was already like a beat or something she loved. So it was already pretty legit, long as we just matched it with a dope record, and then that's what happened.
Crazy. That's really I'm not in line because you're here, but that's one of my favorite songs off of that project. That's an insane.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Big ups on that. Back to you and your music. I guess what kind of things are you working on that you feel comfortable sharing and not, spoiling for your fans who are watching?
Like what type of new songs?
New stuff, new anything.
I'm just constantly recording. I'm constantly working. Bad Hair Day's out right now. That's the main focus. I'm constantly shooting content. I just dropped Plot Twist. Shout out to y'all for showing the love on Plot Twist. I appreciate that. That's a new visual that's out. Y'all check that out. New visuals, new content coming from Bad Hair Day. I pay attention. I listen to y'all, what y'all's favorite songs are, what you love, and I try to get you stuff for that and content for that. So yeah, we just gonna keep rocking.
I'm trying to see if there's like a question in here. Let's switch someone. No. Do y'all have any questions before we go? Or someone asked about tour, but like it's Corona, so that's not possible right now. Let's see.
Somebody said, will you be touring? I'll be touring as soon as this COVID stuff dies down and we're allowed to. If there might be some states that I can perform in that I might slide in and out of, but we got to keep it kind of cute because right now we have to wear masks everywhere. I'm outside social distancing right now, so I don't have to have my mask on so that I could talk freely, but everywhere that you're inside, you got to wear a mask, so it's a little hard. I would love to tour. I see you guys in South Africa showing so much love, asking me to come there amongst so many other places. So I really can't wait to come touch the fans and sing all y'all's favorite songs off Bad Hair Day and travel and all that stuff.
Someone asked, who do you want to collaborate with?
I would love to collaborate with Bryson Tiller. I'd love to collaborate with Drake too.
There is a question in here. There's like 3 questions in here about the deluxe edition of the album.
I'm not telling y'all too much about the deluxe. Y'all just stay tuned. Okay?
What else is there?
Stay tuned. No more surprises coming constantly.
Let's see. All right. I think. Oh, also, someone asked, how's motherhood going?
Motherhood is awesome. I have my baby Ocean.
So cute, so cute.
He's like a year and a half, and that's my little Tunka Punka. That's my nickname for him. So annoying, I know.
No, you're good.
Tunka Punka. I'd be like, Tunka Punka. I don't know where I got it from. And that's my little baby. He's so smart. He's talking now. We cuddle at night when we go to sleep, which I'm out of town right now, so I miss him. I cannot wait to cuddle with him. And it's amazing.
does he have like, I know he's like really young, but does he have like songs that he just like gravitates to, or like that
Yes, he
which
loves
one? Which
Marriott.
ones?
He loves Marriott and he loves Act the Fool, and he's starting
Good
to love
taste.
Plot Twist, maybe because I play it more. But he sings along with Marriott, and he sings along with he sings when I say he goes, "Woo, woo, I gotta breaking rules," and then on Marriott he goes, "Yeah, I don't want you." On those parts he's like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Yo, I can't take it." And then the part where I go high on Marriott, he sings it with me. I'm like, bruh, he can sing already. I don't know how he's sharing that at 1 year old, but
Talent.
he is. He can sing.
Last question. Someone asked, what would, based off of your life right now, what would a song be called?
Bad Hair Day, the whole album. Not saying I'm having a bad hair day
Now
or
you
I'm
know.
having a bad time in life, but just saying that's the focus. Everything is bad hair day right now, y'all.
Well, thank you so much for popping in. I really am a fan. Congrats on your new project, Bad Hair Day. Go cop that. Go listen to all the songs. Stream that like 15 billion
Thank you.
times.
Let me know your favorite song, and I really appreciate your love and support.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I've never interviewed with you guys, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah, no problem. Much love. Peace out. Thank you so much once again. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.